It's the Gauntlet. Let's go.
If you smell what the gauntlet is cooking.
Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Gauntlet. This is season 2, episode 23. I am your co-host, Denzel Snipes, aka Dom's throwback jersey. And we're going to have Dom come on here in a minute, of course, because you know that's one of my ace boons, you know what I mean? And also, we got a guest, one that you know, that we all know. He's King Basket Bro. He be on the sip-off. He does it all, and that's DJ Wicked Willie V. Let's get it in.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, man?
I was thinking about putting my name as on a show one day, Mr. Everything, Mr. Do It All.
Hey, and why not? Why not, man? You're kind of the Swiss Army knife of sideline sports, man. It's awesome. You know what I mean? So,
Yep,
absolutely.
exactly.
And then coming in is Mr. Chester A. Arthur himself, Dom DeRubis from the mean streets of Livonia, Michigan. What's going on, man?
You see this ridiculous thing? I did this all for this golf outing today, and then I didn't even play in it.
Yeah, dude,
Bad
let
form.
me see this. That's okay. So you remember back in like 05 or 06 when Triple H had the same thing? Yeah, that's like right. See, right now you got the Motorhead. You got the Lemmy from Motorhead.
Lemmy.
Yep, you got Lemmy from Motorhead. Absolutely, man. But so how long you on the sport that?
Wait, what?
I said how long were you gonna sport that?
Oh, honestly, it's probably going like tomorrow. I can't go to work like this. Are you kidding? I mean, I could. I'm just not gonna. Like, it's like a gag facial hair style. But yeah, I can't walk around in public like this. Are you kidding me? I could. I'm just not gonna. I don't even want to go to the store.
Lemmy did it.
Look in the mirror. I'm like, what are you doing?
Dude, Lemmy did it. Triple H did it. Hulk Hogan did it. Yes, you can do it.
Dom,
You know what those dudes all have that I don't? Muscles, millions of dollars.
Dom,
I'll keep it around for a minute.
Dom, next time you do a handlebar, you need to dress as Dwight Goodman from Dodgeball.
It can be doable. Halloween is just around the corner, friends.
It is indeed. But we would like to get it started with everyone's favorite segment. And you know what time it is. You know what it is. This is the Sports Moron of the Week, where we take people who make the most egregious takes that are beyond comprehension. You know how you kind of sit down and kind of just try your best to understand something, but you just can't do it? You know, and it's not like you just dismissed it right away. It's just like off the bat, like, no. This dude's a whole clown. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man, Tyler Ingram, man. I know he's out there doing this thing because I know he got something to say about these fools coming on here. Because, sometimes when you give a platform to anybody, they tend to say, ignorant BS.
Are you guys
what I'm
kidding
saying?
me? Are you guys kidding me?
So my sports moron is Desmond Howard. Don't get me wrong, great player at University of Michigan. Average pro with the Green Bay Packers. Had a great Super Bowl against the Patriots. But to not have Alabama or Georgia or Ohio State in his Final Four predictions for college football, and you have A&M, who is always mediocre. You have, I think, Baylor, which I don't even think they're the best team in their conference. You have Michigan, which I can understand. You're a homer. You went there. And, Jay, what was the other team?
Pittsburgh.
And they got a transfer quarterback. And I think my Clemson Tigers are better than Pittsburgh. How do you not have Ohio State? They have C.J. Stroud. Alabama has Bryce Young and Willie Anderson. And then Georgia's the defending champs. I just don't get it. Desmond Howard, I don't know what you're thinking, but I wanted to say something real quick. This segment reminds me always of NFL Sunday NFL Countdown segment. Come on, man. So Desmond Howard, come on, man.
All right. My sports moron of the week. I actually have to maybe make a little bit of an amendment because I saw this and my eyes started to twitch and I was like, Mike Tenenbaum, you're a bum. Mike Tenenbaum picked Mac Jones of all the quarterbacks drafted last year as the one with the highest chance to win the MVP. And I was like, you're crazy. That dude's never going to win an MVP, least of all this year. But he was just saying for this year. Then I got to thinking, Trevor Lawrence, as well as he may play, they're not going to win enough games for him to win an MVP. Zach Wilson's hurt. Justin Fields is Justin Fields. So I guess in a way, maybe Mac Jones does have the best chance to win the MVP out of anyone from that QB draft class this year. Suffice to say, none of them are going to win it. And even if one of them is, it's not going to be Mac Jones.
Yeah, just want to piggyback on what Will said, and I'll make this short. First and foremost, okay, I get the Michigan pick. They were there in the Final Four last season, and he's from Michigan. He's gonna simp for his team. I get that. Okay, I guess we all would, but that's number one. Okay, but then Texas A&M, they were an average at best Big 12 school. They're an average at best SEC school. Them ending up in the Final Four, no. Pittsburgh, I'm not even gonna entertain that. And then you got Baylor. But nowhere do you have, okay, first of all, he's not going to mention Ohio State because he hates Ohio State for obvious reasons. That's number one. Number two, you don't have Bama up there. You don't have Georgia up there. You don't have, like, not even Clemson or nothing, like just these odd schools that end up in the Final Four. Like, I don't know if he just kind of, drank the wrong fifth, or he just closed his eyes and threw darts and those teams just stuck to the wall. But yeah, I don't get the picks. I know that all these shows, for the very most part, are opinion based. Got to have some kind of fact behind it. It's just I don't see the justification for having, and I'll give them a break on this one, 3 of the 4 teams up there. Michigan, okay, like I said, I get. They made it last season, okay? They're returning a pretty good squad this year as well. Do they have a chance to repeat to go to the Final Four? Sure, But at the same time, like the other 3, nah, I don't get them. I don't get them one bit. So that's just because he was my sports moron also. So I'm just going off of what Willie said. So I'm in total agreement with DJ Willie V on this one. That, yeah, Desmond Howard was a whole clown when he said all that. But let's bring the crew back on in here. And we're going to move on to our player of the week. And that is the late quarterback, Len Dawson. He actually passed away on the 24th of August in Kansas City, Missouri. A bit about his career. He was drafted number 5 overall in the 1957 NFL draft. He actually spent his first 3 seasons in Pittsburgh and then the next 2 in Cleveland before playing the rest of his career with the Dallas Texans / Kansas City Chiefs. He's a Super Bowl champion. He won the 4th edition of it. He was the MVP of that game. He was NFL Man of the Year of 1973. Pro Bowl 1971. NFL completion percentage leader 1975. 3-time AFL champion. AFL Championship Game Most Valuable Player in 1966. AFL MVP in 1962. 2-time First Team All-AFL. 2-time Second Team All-AFL. 6-time AFL All-Star. 4-time AFL Passing Touchdowns leader. 6-time AFL Passer Rating leader. 7-time AFL Completion Percentage leader. And if I'm not mistaken, 5 of those years were in a row. AFL All-Time Team. Kansas City Chiefs Hall of Fame. Kansas City Chiefs number 16 retired. He was good for career 28,711 passing yards. Good for a passing rating of 82.6. Pro Football Hall of Fame. You talk about somebody who was an AFL pioneer. Like, when I think of the AFL, I think of him, Billy White Shoes Johnson, Joe Namath, guys like that. And Len Dawson epitomized. I mean, if there was any reason why the American Football League was of any competition to the National Football League, it was because of Len Dawson. You know, I think it's fair to say the man was the face of the league for many years. You know, it's unfortunate what happened. You know, thoughts out to his family and everything. A true legend. And Dom, give us your thoughts on Len Dawson.
You stole small amounts of my thunder, which I don't mind you doing. He was definitely a seven-time completion percentage leader, and yes, I believe you're correct. 5 in a row. 4-time passing touchdown leader. He never had a season with more interceptions than touchdowns, which is more than I can say for you, Joe Namath. Terry Bradshaw. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Troy Aikman! Finished his career with, let me see, that's 39 and 17. About 55 less interceptions than touchdowns. 94 and 57 record, which, again, more than I can say for some others whose names I've already mentioned, although Aikman and Bradshaw definitely had winning records in their career. Joe Namath did not. Like I said, criminally underrated on all-time quarterback lists. I went to go look at a couple this morning, and the first one I got to had him at 25, and I was like, I'm just not going to do this because I'm already, like, I can tell that I'm upset, and I don't want to read all the other garbage names that are ahead of him on that list. Like you said, pretty much the face of the AFL, the only reason that league meant anything in the beginning, and for a long time of its existence. It would be interesting to see where he would have stacked up had he been in the NFL the entire time. But yeah, great career, criminally underrated quarterback all time, and a Chiefs legend.
Will, your thoughts on Len Dawson?
Well, the reason why he went to Purdue for college, I read, was because of Hank Stram, who would later be his coach with the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, yep.
And as part of the Chiefs, he was part of Stram's offense called the part moving pocket offense, which was, I guess, revolutionary back then. He also, when he retired from 1977 to 2001, he hosted HBO's Inside the NFL.
Yes, he did.
That's right.
I remember that.
And then the Chiefs this preseason, I think the other day, did a tribute to him by lining up in an offensive formation like Len Dawson did. I don't remember what it was called, but it looked pretty cool. Also, like Dom said, or what I have to say is he's like one of those quarterbacks you forget through the history of time. Like everyone talks about the Dan Marinos, the Terry Bradshaws, whatever. Whenever I love talking about quarterbacks, it's the Unituses, it's the Dawsons, it's the Otto Grahams, it's the Sonny Jurgensens. Like, these
Bart
guys,
Starr.
unfortunately,
Sammy Baugh.
Bart Starr, Sammy Baugh. These guys are unfortunately forgotten throughout history in NFL. But yes, definitely a Chiefs legend. Whenever I think of the Chiefs, I know people think, oh, Patrick Mahomes. And everyone has the right to think of Patrick Mahomes. But I always think of the face of the Chiefs as Len Dawson and Hank Stram. And definitely criminally underrated.
Yes. Then Dawson played in an era when, and mind you, it was right around the time I think of Joe Namath and Roger Staubach. You know that they got notarized for
Johnny
Staubach
Unitas.
kind of being Captain America, and of course Broadway Joe being the playboy that he was. You know, before them. I mean, now you'd figure nowadays the cool position is quarterback, the most popular position. Keep in mind, y'all, this was a running era. The running backs were taking all the shine. You know what I mean? So for Dawson, guys like Dawson, and y'all mentioned it, Dawson, Bart Starr, Otto Graham, all these dudes, to put up all these numbers, Tarkenton, put up all these numbers, in a run heavy era is just simply amazing. For
Speaking
him.
of Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead. I was like,
No. Go ahead with it.
speaking of like guys who are currently underrated, I know we're not talking about him, but Fran Tarkenton. If you see old footage, everyone thinks, "Oh, the first scrambling quarterbacks: Randall Cunningham and Steve Young."
No, it's
Wrong.
Tarkenton.
No,
If
it's
you see
definitely Fran
film on
Tarkenton.
Tarkenton was fast.
They called him Scrambling Fran for a reason. Yes. You know, he was the one. He was really one of the first ones, or the first one, to tuck the ball in and run when nobody was open. You know what I mean?
R.J. Manning was fast.
Manning was deceptively fast. Archie definitely was the faster of the three Manning
I was
quarterbacks.
gonna say he's the least unathletic between him and his two sons.
Yeah.
Between the glaciers that were his sons, Peyton and Eli.
Yeah, the crazy part is with Eli, because like, okay, at the bottom of the barrel is Peyton, and then there's like a significant gap between him and Eli, who's above him, and then there's this huge gap between Eli and Archie. Arch Manning remains to be seen, but like, it's crazy. You're right, he was the least athletic out of all of them, but we're gonna move on here to our next topic. Just want to remind everybody to leave a like on the stream and subscribe if you're new. Donate cash apps. Go to at Gauntlet Sports Media, and we're gonna go now to the Rams-Bengals joint practice brawl and Aaron Donald's involvement. So
Oh
it looks
boy.
like someone else got the swinging helmets aside from Myles Garrett, and we're gonna touch on him in a minute. Um, a guy of Aaron Donald's caliber, like swinging a helmet, is equivalent to Mike Tyson with cinder blocks fused to his fist. So what happened was, let's see, it says a melee broke out during, this is as of ESPN.com. Melee broke out during the team drill featuring the Bengals first team offense, Rams first team defense. Rams defender was engaging with Lyle Collins. Had Collins wrapped up from behind, arms around his chest. Seconds after that, Joe Mixon, few yards downfield. Collins took exception, swung punches. Once he was free, sparking a massive free for all. It pretty much looked like the WWF Royal Rumble, except there were two sides clearly. Aaron Donald got involved, and also from what I've heard from an update, there was an update that came down. No, it was about something else. I'm sorry, and we're going to touch on that in a little bit. But they say the Rams are going to discipline Aaron Donald. I don't think it was reported as far as what, but
Internally was all they said.
yeah, they're going to handle it internally, which will probably be like a fine or something. But the way I see it is y'all, this is not new. Okay, and you've been watching football for as long as I've been watching football. You know that tempers run high, and during the preseason, that was okay. You remember? I don't know if any of you two remember. It was some years ago when DeAndre Hopkins double moved like D'Angelo Hall and put him on bad skates, and it was a joint practice.
Yes.
Yeah, and then that
Yep.
led into a confrontation. Dude, this happens every single year. It happens within teammates. There was one time when Cam Newton came at his own team. I know you remember that, Will, when Cam Newton went after his guy, and emotions run high. You know, it's a very
That
emotional
was
sport.
just stupid. That was just stupid of Cam.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, I mean, it wasn't. I understand you got to discipline them, but this is nothing new. It's going to happen next year. It's going to happen the year after that. It's going to happen the year after that. Football's an emotional sport.
You read about it every preseason. Joint practice ends in scuffle. Joint practice ends in scuffle. Oh my gosh, breaking news. Week 2 of preseason, another scuffle.
I was going to say, has there been a joint practice where there hasn't been a fight yet?
Exactly.
Where they
Not
hit
to
each
mention
other.
that, you know, if you pay real close attention to your own team's practices, I know there's been multiple fights at Lions practices already, and not
Dude,
not just the
I
stuff they've
swear,
shown on Hard Knocks.
I'm
My
gonna
thing
go to
is,
Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead, Will.
Go ahead, Dom. Go ahead, Dom.
I'm gonna go to a
Oh.
preseason and get the players pillows and make them have a maniacal pillow fight.
My thing is, like, there's two sides to this coin. Like, part of me, when I first saw it, I was like, Jesus, like, what is he doing? Like, if you were to swing, you know, if a man of Aaron Donald's size and strength were to swing a helmet and, you know, connect with the skull of an unhelmeted player, it could kill him. If
They
not
very well
That's
could.
minimally,
what we thought
it could
we'd
kill
find
him.
together.
It's minimally going to concuss him, maybe crack his skull. Like you can't be doing stuff like that. But like you said, these things are going to happen. Keep in mind, I mean, obviously, because at first I was like, man, what's with? That's how, like, just for that brief moment, I forgot. Oh, these two teams just played a highly contested Super Bowl just a handful of months ago. So at this point,
Get,
they probably hate each other. So they're like,
and
let's
guess
have them
what?
practice together.
And guess what? They're playing a preseason game right
Right
now.
now.
Right.
Yep, right now, as we speak, the Bengals are up 9-7 in the fourth quarter. Of course, all the backups are in. Browning is in. Jake Browning is in for the Bengals. I remember when he played at Washington. But Will, what was your thoughts on the whole thing?
I'm happy the Rams are handling it internally because if not, Aaron Donald would have definitely been suspended for a while. Like I said, these scuffles happen in preseason. It happens more than once a week. A few days ago, Panthers had a scuffle with the Patriots over like it was like CMC and a bunch of other guys. So scuffles happen. It's never a good look, but luckily, no one got hurt or no no blood was drawn. Hopefully, but it's good when I like when teams take ownership and say, "Hey, we're gonna handle this internally," because
Mm-hmm.
I don't like when media gets involved and then they shove the microphone in the face of like the coach or a player and it's like, what the hell were you thinking at that play? Let me see what your aspect on this was. No one wants to see that. No one wants to be like, oh yeah, I shoved him and we started a scuffle. No, they shut it down. They kept it in closed doors and they handled it internally. They probably said, hey, you do this crap again, we will suspend you and dock you much more than we want, and you can get cut.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be anything too severe. Too severe
No,
with Donald, seeing as a lot of people consider him the best player on the Rams. You know what I mean? But see, I'll tell you this much. You know, you know what one of my favorite sitcoms is of all time, and it only lasted for one season. Dom, I know you remember this. Will, you probably either do or don't. You probably do. Remember Playmakers on ESPN?
Yes.
I feel like I
Yes.
remember that
That
show.
is one of my favorite sitcoms of all time, and it only lasted one season. You know what I loved about it? It was real. It was so real. It made the NFL get in its feelings, and they pushed for it to be canceled.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is this, and let's face it, and I make the playmakers reference to say this. You know, on a football team at any given time, you got players doing illegal substances, PEDs, roids, whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, let's face it. You know what I mean? Like cats know how to cycle on, cycle off, or they're gonna get caught. And then you got these cats. They're playing for a roster spot. Guys are playing for a bigger contract. Dudes trying to get a bigger contract to feed their families, live the lifestyle. A better lifestyle. Whatever and anything that they deem will get in their way, they're going to confront physically. We see this, but somebody says the wrong thing. Football's a proper sport, and that's why I say things like this will never end because football is a proper sport. Let me tell you something. As long as football is not two-hand touch or flag football, it's gonna happen, and even then, it still may happen if it went to that.
It,
I
But
that
think I think you'll
first
see more stuff like this, like we have been seeing, because with them lapping off a preseason game, they have more of these joint practices, and
is
it's
that is
it
just
true.
just me or does this kind of fight remind you
it'll
of the
probably get
one?
worse as time goes on because in a couple of years here there will be two preseason games.
Is it
Yeah,
just me or does this like Roy kind of anger remind you of the longest yard scene where Kevin Nash slams the
yeah.
table with this helmet? Who take on the day Gatorade?
Yeah. Or hey Dom, who was old boy from the program? That's my favorite football movie. The
Latimer.
program? Yes. The one that couldn't play without steroids?
Defense! Place at the table!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. That is great. Will, if you've never seen the program, please watch that film.
I need to.
That is awesome. That film was great. But But we do have to take a short break before we go on to our next topic. We are going to hear from our sponsors from Fanatics.
Sports fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love, unique one-of-a-kind designs exclusively by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars shipped directly to your home. Join Fanatics Rewards for free to earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and for a limited time, get 20% off all orders. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Yes, we are back on the Gauntlet, and yes, that is our sponsor, Fanatics. Was that Kevin Harlan?
Yeah.
Oh shoot,
That
that was
was
Kevin
Harlan.
Harlan.
99% sure it was him.
Wow,
No, that was
yeah.
Harlan. That
That's
was
big
Harlan.
time now, bro.
You're right. I think that might have been Kevin Harlan. But anyway, we are back, and I'm Denzel Snipes. I'm here with Dom DeRubis and DJ Willie V, our guest. Shout out to JJ Jenkins. He couldn't make it tonight, but we holding it down. Shout out to JT Shiesty. Also, shout out to the rest of the guys at Sideline Sports: JB Ellis, Jake Malik, John Shear, and Eric Wilson. Shout out to Ray J. Lynn, Sports Porter Al Pay. Shout out to Ty Ray. Megan Price, Mike Caratanul, aka Big Mike. We see you all,
And the unconventional
bigger.
Kings. Don't
And
forget
the
about them.
UK3, yes, Marshall Hill, Craig Davis, my boys. You know what I'm saying? The unconventional Kings. Let's get it. And we're going on to our next topic, and that is, as of late, as of the other day, Panthers quarterback Baker Mayfield has been named the starter. Now, this is just me, but I knew it was going to happen. Darnold on the decline. Mayfield, say what you will. I know he's not. See, okay, here's the thing. To me, Mayfield has been average. I'm not going to say the man sucks. I'm not going to say the man is very good or even elite. To me, he's average, okay? Now, I do think 2 years ago the Browns don't make the playoffs without him, but I'm not going to call him Russell Wilson. I'm not going to call him, no Manning, no Brady. No, he's nowhere near. You know what I mean?
You're not going to call him a difference maker because he's
I'm
not.
Call him, no, he isn't. The defense and running games were. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Like the games that they did win, he basically went out there and didn't lose the game. But as soon as I heard that he was signing to Carolina, I knew that Baker was going to get the start. I knew it. I knew they were not. He was going to refuse to hold a clipboard. So, but since Will is our resident Panthers fan, along with Jim Matthews Lewis, shout out to her. Shout out Jacob Christner, Pundit. Will, your thoughts on Baker Mayfield being named the starter? You upset about it? Good move, bad move? You more of a Darnold fan? What's going on, man?
Oh, no, I'm not.
I can't wait to hear this.
Go ahead, Will.
I like Baker. He is statistically better than Darnold in all categories. Darnold got hurt last night. He is definitely on the decline. Baker looked better in preseason. Yes, I know it's preseason. I was happy when we signed Baker. I would have rather had Jimmy G, but you know what? Baker's okay. Not saying he's the greatest quarterback. He's a mid-tier quarterback. I would say in the middle of the pack.
Okay.
But do I think he's the long-term starter in the future? No. I know we signed him for a few years. We'll probably draft a guy or somehow find a covenant free agent. But it's better than what we got. Darnold got injured last night. He was horrible last year. PJ Walker, guy's not even NFL ready at all. And
don't tell that to the Lions.
I just think that Baker's the right guy for now. I think he'll start the whole year. For now, until we can get a better option eventually. And like I said, he's a middle tier quarterback. You know what I like about Baker? I know people like
commercials.
I just like his confidence in himself. And you have to have confidence going in and out of situations. When the Browns moved on from him, he said, I'm going to prove myself and you guys are going to make a mistake. Which, do I think the Panthers are going to be amazing this year as a Panther fan? No. I think we're a 6-7 win team, mainly 6. But I think this is time to prove. I know the Browns got Deshaun and he's the better quarterback, but Deshaun's not playing for 11 games this year, while Baker probably will start the whole year.
Dom, on to you, man.
Man, Will was real realistic there. I was gonna trash Baker in response, but now I'm kind of like, because most of what he said is right. Now, to wit, I remember a certain quarterback named Sam Darnold that started 3-0 last year, and he finished 1-7. The Carolina Panthers play the Deshaun Watson-less Browns, the New York
That's still a win.
Giants, the Saints, and the Cardinals the first 4 weeks of the season.
Ouch.
They could potentially win 3 of those games. However, this is Baker Mayfield, who is deemed not good enough of a quarterback to quarterback a team with a superior offensive line, run game, and defense. This is a 5-win Carolina Panthers team. Do you really trust Baker Mayfield to quarterback a team coming off a 5-win season to a bunch more wins? Absolutely not. So like Will said, 6-7 wins. You should probably be happy with that.
I am.
I'm sure he's going to come out there and set the world and the Cleveland Browns on fire. Then after that, it's Baker Mayfield. But like I said, you got the Giants, the Saints, the Cardinals. Then you get the Rams in Tampa Bay. So I could see him prancing around, happier than a fat kid in a candy store when they're 3-1 after 4 weeks, and the fan base lauding him as the savior.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was going to say.
I'm gonna promise you, like I said earlier, Will, you're gonna be hoping for Sam Darnold to get healthy as quickly as possible because Baker's gonna Baker, and you're like, oh, maybe Darnold's not that freaking bad.
Essentially.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Essentially, and I'm not calling him trash, but game 1 is going to be fool's gold. I'm going to tell you right now what's going to happen. The Panthers are going to beat the Browns by 21 to 24 points. Baker Mayfield might have 3 touchdown passes and 300 yards passing. And everyone's going to be like, oh, man, it was a great move, and Baker's back. I know Skip Baylor's going to go off, And then...
Yeah.
And I know you said they very well could go 3-1, and you might be right, Dom. They may go 3-1. But remember, who went 3-0 last season?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Another heaping helping of fool's gold. And it's funny because what Will said about that he likes that Baker's so confident. That's his worst quality because then he goes out there and plays hero ball and acts like he's Mike Vick, Aaron Rodgers, and Peyton Manning all combined into one. Then he throws a pick. Then he goes try to tackle the guy that picked the ball off, and he gets hurt. Like, stop with the hero ball, Baker. Play within yourself. If you didn't learn that in Cleveland, that the more you throw, the less your team wins. You already lost your starting job once, granted to a vastly superior quarterback.
You know what?
Don't go lose your job to Sam Darnold.
I have a question for Dom, though. Who would you rather have, Baker Mayfield or Jared Goff?
Pull the trigger. Goff. Although I believe they are 1-2 in interceptions in the last X number of years, like since 2018. I mean, if I have to take one of them, I guess I'm taking Goff because I've seen him attain higher success, albeit much like Baker, because of the team around him. I've also seen him win more games and lose less than I've seen. Like, Jared Goff has, you can't call it a greater ability, a slightly better ability to win games than Baker. I don't trust either one of them to win a game, but Jared Goff's not going to lose you as many with that ill-advised throw.
That Goff draft class. Ugh, Goff then wins.
Yeah. I mean, and the crazy part about all of this, Goff went to a Super Bowl.
And played well enough to win. It was his lack of run game.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll throw a third one into the mix. I'd rather actually have Carson Wentz if I can give him a lobotomy or the flashy thing from Men in Black. Because that dude is still very talented, but it's all above his neck at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Will, I know you said I know you said that he may not be a long-term solution, but and let me ask you an honest question here. If by
Yeah.
some miraculous bolt of lightning, Baker wins 9 games, I know Dom want to bust out rolling right now. I just said that. If by some miraculous bolt of lightning, Baker wins 9 games, do you give him the keys next year, or do you go and draft your quarterback in the future?
Depends who the quarterback is. If it's like Will Levis or one of these promising young kids, then and don't get me wrong, Matt Corral's coming back next year, but I don't know. Matt Corral's I think going to be unfortunately a forever backup. I get a Matt Levis or a Will Levis just to give competition out. Push Baker to that next level.
Quarterbacks from the University of Kentucky that like mayo in their coffee for 500, Alex. Pass
Yeah.
on Will Levis.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
This Will Levis kid is cool though. I like his play.
I think
Tim Couch was really cool too. He was also a bust in the NFL because he went to a friggin' basketball school.
Yeah. I mean, with Mayfield.
And Kentucky has made themselves a semi-respectable program over the last handful of years, but it's still a basketball school.
They finally beat Florida like last year or something like that. For
Louisville's a better football school than that.
The 1880s?
Way better. Yeah, it was nuts, dude. It was like first it was like 86 or something.
You went from Lamar Jackson to Malik Cunningham.
Yeah.
There's a reason that Lamar Jackson went to Louisville.
No idea.
Hey, Bridgewater went to Louisville.
He did.
And he lit up Florida in the Sugar Bowl. Teddy Two Gloves. He lit up Florida.
I don't know why, but that man has a special place in my heart.
He lit up Florida in the Sugar Bowl. And get this, at that time period, I think the Gators were ranked number 10. And they had the number 1 defense in the nation, and Teddy Two Gloves made them look JV.
That was one of the biggest wins in their program's history. There was one other time in like the early 2000s. Who was that crusty lefty that they had?
Brian Braun? Was
yes.
it Brian Braun?
It was Brian Braun. They beat someone ranked, and if you go back about 20 years, that's like lightning striking for the University of Louisiana or the University of Louisville's football team.
Dom, real quick, why do you like Teddy?
I can't exactly say why. Maybe because he had an almost career-ending injury and almost lost his leg and is still fighting to get a starting quarterback job in the NFL here and there. I'll go on record, and I've said this for like 2 years. I wanted Teddy Bridgewater as our quarterback between Matt Stafford and whoever the next guy was, or Tyrod Taylor. Am I happy about Jared Goff? Absolutely not, but he's the guy, so I'm rolling with him.
You know what, talent-wise, I'll say that a healthy Tyrod Taylor blows Goff out the water.
Yeah.
I think so.
Tell me I'm lying. A fully healthy Tyrod Taylor, talent-wise, blows Goff completely out the water.
You're not wrong.
Especially with a good team around him.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyrod took the Bills to the playoffs before Josh Allen.
Right. And before that defense was as good as it is now.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So, but man, this is a great topic, man. We definitely spent
who Tyrod Taylor lose his starting job to? I can't remember.
Baker Mayfield.
Was it Baker? I'm not sure. Can somebody look that up? Stat boy?
It was Baker Mayfield.
Stat boy.
He lost his starting job to great value Brett Favre. Yes. But we're going to move on to our next topic. I did say earlier that we were going to touch on Myles Garrett, and here it is. I don't know if y'all going to laugh, cry, or whatever. But as of late, defensive end Myles Garrett stated that he thinks he should be number 1 on the NFL Top 100. Now, taking a look at his stats from last season, he did have 51 combined tackles, 18 of them assisted. He had 16. He did register 16 sacks. This is his 3rd career double-digit sack season. He went for 15 in 2020, and his rookie career he went for 12. He logged in his highest number of tackles just this past season. As far as assisted tackles, he did. Oh, this is his highest number also. Now, I'm not gonna say that he's that he's an Aaron Donald, but they're in the same stratosphere here. I believe he is a difference maker on that defense. Whether him or one of the DBs. No. Scratch that. Scratch what I just said. Myles Garrett's the best. He's the best defender the Browns got. You know what I mean? But he stated that he should be number one on the NFL top 100. I probably won't go that far, but in the top 10, I could argue that maybe around 10 or 9. But where do you rank him?
Isn't he?
I think he might be number 5.
I looked at the list. He's 5.
He's
go
5.
Ahead, Will.
Okay, then. Yeah, Will, go ahead, man. Take it. Where do you rank him?
Oh, he's definitely in the top 10. Is he my favorite defender? No, because there's a lot of guys I like better than him, honestly. I like Donald better than him. I like TJ Watt better than him. I like Khalil Mack a little bit better than him. I like Nick Bosa better than him. But he is definitely a top 10 player. Is he the best? Is he deserving of number 1? No, he's near the 10 range. 5 is a good spot for him. He's in the middle of the pack. That's actually a good spot for him. But I still don't call him the best defender in the league because you got Aaron Donald, who has won Defensive Player of the Years. He's put up multiple amazing sack numbers, and even though they were hinting at him retiring, I don't think he's slowing down maybe for 2 to 3 more years. So I'd say near 10, but 5 is a good spot if they ranked him at 5.
Dom, what about you, man?
There's kind of a lot to unpack here. These NFL top 100 lists are wrought with problems. I swear, every year I look forward to them less and less because of us having to have conversations. Like, granted, I love debating things like this, but it's more so like the players bickering amongst each other and things like this. Myles Garrett talking about, I should be number 1. No, you should not, sir. You play defensive end, and you're arguably the best edge rusher in the NFL. But you are not as valuable as Aaron Donald is. Aaron Donald being number 1, he's where he should be. But like I said, these lists are wrought with problems. I think they should just get rid of the whole top 100 in general and just do like a top 10 or so at each position, because when I look down the rest of the list, I see Tyreek Hill at number 7. I'm sorry, no. Not the 7th best player in the NFL. But at the same time, it's so hard to say. Moving along, you have JC. It's Aaron Donald. Moving further down the list, you have J.C. Jackson at 18, but Jalen Ramsey at 15. No. if you're the best cornerback in the NFL and the 8th best player in the NFL, you get re-signed, even by the Patriots. Then moving further down the list, you have Cooper Kupp at 11 and Patrick Mahomes at 13. I like you, Cooper Kupp. You did great things with Matt Stafford. But you're on the longest, best day of your life, you are not a better football player than Patrick Mahomes. And it seems like I said, every year when these lists come out, people disagree on them more and more, and they're voted upon by the players. So I don't know.
Who's 1 through 10? Dom,
I didn't write down the whole list. Hang on, I could pull it up. Yeah, I'm tired of these lists, and it just turns into more. At this point, it's not even debates. It's like, why is this guy so high, J.C. Jackson? How did this guy get left off? Any one of 3 different O-linemen on the Lions. I think it's become like a talking point and clickbait. Top 100.
I mean, they have that. I think that it gets about as much controversy as the Madden ratings every season. It's just man ratings probably is a bit bigger, probably more of. But look at Justin Fields lighting it up. 3 touchdown passes, 14 to 16. Jacoby Brissett is the quarterback of the Browns, and that's exactly why Baker's going to light him up in week 1. But yeah, whenever you have these lists and everything, they're always going to draw up controversy. Because if I'm not mistaken, Dom, aren't they voted by their peers?
Yeah,
like the whole league. Yeah. And so that's where it kind of gets tricky, because these are guys that play against them and with them. So It's like, well, I mean, it's not a panel of sports writers. It's not, a panel of sports pundits or anything like that. Like, these guys are on the field with him.
Micah Parsons is ranked ahead of Jalen Ramsey. How?
Where's Trayvon Diggs? Let me guess. They got him like
found in the top 20. I promise you that. And that's the other thing. Like, a lot of this, it gets skewed because it's supposed to be the top 100 players from 2022. But I think a lot of these guys get overhyped a little too quickly, although Micah Parsons had a fabulous year last year. But then you'll see guys further down the list, and they belong on there, but it's like, where does Khalil Mack really belong based upon what he did strictly last year? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the other players is definitely the best pool of people to vote on it, but it's like, I can't take it seriously.
Well, we're gonna move on to our next topic, but before we do, we're gonna have another word from a sponsor. I hope this is it.
I'm running like my hands on fire, and I don't intend to stop even when my legs grow tired. And I got a message from Colorado straight from Texas, captured most of me, just let me be.
It is Yeti. We are sponsored by Yeti. Welcome back to the Gauntlet, and I am here with Darubis and our guest DJ Willie V. You just heard thoughts about Myles Garrett. Before that, Baker Mayfield, and we're gonna move on to our next topic. We are approaching the end here, and that is that a few days ago, Bills punter Matt Araiza, rookie punter Matt Araiza, was named one of 3 San Diego State University students in civil rape case. And actually, the breaking news that came over during this telecast was that the Bills announced that they have released rookie punter Matt Araiza. So it stems from
they did cut him.
A federal lawsuit against Araiza and 2 others alleging a gang rape in October of 2021. The alleged victim was 17 at the time. They don't know all the facts yet. The thing about it is he actually would not fall underneath punishment from the National Football League itself because he was in college at the time when it occurred. However, the Bills did decide that they were going to move on from this. I mean, we have to let everything just kind of unfold. But your thoughts about it, Dom? I know you heard about it.
Yeah, I didn't know until you said something just now that they had released him. So apparently he's guilty until proven innocent. In all these situations, like, when the first couple allegations came out about Deshaun Watson, you want to give the guy the benefit of the doubt and think that he didn't do something this horrible. The only thing that I've really read about it is I don't think he has said much of anything yet. His lawyer says they have witnesses that can completely refute the claim. Like you said, I guess we just have to wait and see how it plays out. It's I don't know. It's just kind of a tough topic of discussion because what Deshaun Watson did is bad enough, but if you're talking about gang rape, like, what's wrong with you? And, unfortunately, things like this happen on a daily basis on college campuses. Football players think they're high profile above the law. I think they can get away with stuff like this. And even outside the athletic world, happens in frat houses and stuff like that all the time too. I really just hope for his sake and those other 2 gentlemen, I hope they didn't do what they were accused of. But if they were, I'm kind of hoping that his status as no longer being an NFL player now that he's released, maybe it gets him in more trouble than it normally would. Like, he won't have the shield to protect him. It's just, I don't know. It's not okay. And like I said, I hope it's not true.
Your thoughts, Will?
It's absolutely disgusting if these allegations are true because they gave her alcohol and of course she was underage, and also supposedly they gave her intoxicating substances. And they also, like you said, raped her. So if these allegations are true, It's absolutely disgusting. He deserved to get released. Like I said, if these allegations are true, and we will see further details probably as the season goes on.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that it could turn out one or two ways. Either A, this is going to be the Deshaun Watson scenario on steroids, basically, or it may turn out to be another Brian Banks case. Only in on this case, well, if he's absolutely guilty, he should go to prison. But if he is not guilty of this, if he's innocent, then you know, he he could have had a shot, with the Bills, and the Bills released him, of course, like Dom alluded to, guilty until proven innocent. The crazy part about this, and it's always with things like this, is even if he gets proven innocent, all the witnesses, all the evidence that says he doesn't, he didn't do this, that stigma is going to be with him because there's going to be someone out there that thinks he's guilty.
Guilty in the court of public opinion.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's like, to a certain extent, he's already like screwed, even if he is innocent. Well, now he kind of doesn't have a job, number one, and then number two. But you know what? I do have to bring up one small thing. Just your opinions on this. Because I did mention Brian Banks, and we know what happened with him. Do you feel like, male or female, those who make false accusations like that they should face some sort of retribution?
Absolutely. I mean,
Absolutely, I agree.
I don't even know particularly what
lying
statute
to the
and what state
authorities.
you can charge them with, but if you do it in court, it's perjury.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as
Yeah,
to make
lying
up
to
something
the
like that,
authorities is unlawful, and it's against the law.
and let's just say he is innocent, like he's a rookie punter. Did he even get drafted, or was he undrafted? It's not like he's got a whole bunch of money for some gold digger to go after. And now,
True.
like I said, God forbid if he is innocent, his life's pretty much ruined. And he just bombed an 81-yard punt a couple weeks ago. I was excited to watch that dude punt this year. Then this came out, and I'm like, oh, that's odd. Not to mention, they immediately tested him for steroids and other various PEDs, like the day after he unleashed that punt. Because
Oh yeah, it was like 81 yards. It was
this wasn't no Randall Cunningham 55 in the air and a 25-yard bounce. That thing was in the air forever. I'm like, did someone shoot it down with a drone? Where's that ball?
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about a really talented kid. It's just really unfortunate. And again, everything's just coming out, so we're just gonna have to kind of wait until everything just unfolds, and then just kind of go from there. But we're moving on to our non-sports topic, and Dom came up with this one, and that is to name your favorite and least favorite film starring your favorite actor or actress. This one took some thinking. I'll go ahead and go first. So my favorite, of course, being Denzel Washington. Well, tie between him and Wesley Snipes. I'll just pick Denzel for the sake of this one. Best Training Day. Period. Bottom line. I mean, it's actually like I got Training Day 1 and Malcolm X 1A, 1 Alpha. But absolutely blew those roles out of the water.
You're gonna do this to me?
Yeah. He won Best Actor for one and should have won him for both, honestly. But that's another story. Worst one, probably The Preacher's Wife. The joint with Whitney Houston in it.
That was bad.
Even though the music got an Oscar nomination, I'm not gonna say it was inherently whack, but man, you had Man on Fire, you had Training Day, you had John Q, yeah, Malcolm X, Glory, yeah. Preacher's Wife is way down the list, probably near the floor. So there's my best and worst. Will, go ahead.
I'll do actor. I love Will Ferrell. You got Anchorman. You got Old School. You got Kicking and Screaming, which is a stupid soccer movie. You got Elf. You got Semi Pro. You got Wedding Crashers. You got Talladega Nights. You got the other guys. You got Step Brothers. All hilarious, stupid, funny movies. The worst one, I don't know why the hell my friend dragged me to this, is the animated movie with, I think, I forgot if it was Steve Carell in it, someone else was in it, is Megamind. That movie was just stupid as hell. Like, there's only one funny scene in that movie that makes me laugh, and it doesn't even involve I think it involves his character, where he, like, there's only one scene I like that movie, is where he makes the guy the supervillain, and the guy comes out and he's like, "Where am I?" And the funny thing that just gets to me is the guy, his character has a lisp because he has a disguise on. And he says, "I'm your space dad," and that just cracks me up. But the rest of it is just so stupid.
Oh man, Dom, what about you, man?
My pick was Al Pacino. For me to be able to pick one best one is impossible between Scarface, the Godfather movies. The bad ones are actually easier to pick. And at first I was gonna say, was that movie called Insomnia or Insomniac? Insomnia, right?
Insomnia.
With Robin Williams and Hilary Swank. I saw it at the theater and it wasn't a bad movie, but they just kind of killed it with star power. I think he had a pretty underwhelming role in that. And it just, I mean, having nothing to do directly with Al Pacino, but it really just creeped me out, the role that Robin Williams played.
Yeah.
But even worse than any of those, basically any movie where Al Pacino played a relevant historical figure, aka the Joe Paterno movie, the Dr. Jack Kevorkian movie. Those were both not good. I mean, seeing something like that about Joe Paterno, I was like, it was hard for me to even watch it, for one, and it's like, you couldn't have got someone other than Al Pacino. Like, come on, don't do Al like that. Like, why'd you say yes to this, Al?
Yeah.
You know what's an underrated Al Pacino movie? He is really good in Ocean's 13. He's good in Ocean's 13.
Scent of a Woman.
That one.
He's good in
also, I didn't think
Ocean's
this was a bad. Ocean's 13, most definitely. I didn't think this was bad neither. And also had Robert De Niro, Righteous Kill.
Oh, Robert De Niro. It's me.
I almost picked De Niro.
Robert De Niro.
But I did find another bad Denzel Washington film. Remember Virtuosity? Came out in the mid-90s.
I was wondering if you were going to say that.
Yeah, I forgot all about it, dude. It had estimated budget of $30 million and only grossed $37 million worldwide. It was a film about, like, they were doing virtual reality for, like, cops, and, like, it was just weird, man. Like
that was Denzel's Waterworld.
Yeah, that was Waterworld.
Did you like the Denzel movie Unstoppable, the one with the train?
Wait, you mean the Taking the Pelham 1, 2, 3? Wait, no, Unstoppable. Yes, I did like that one. I did like that one. Taking the Pelham 1, 2, 3 was better because, man, let me tell you something. Denzel Washington and John Travolta are solid gold on film. I don't care what nobody got to say. Now, I think a better combination is Sam Jackson and John Travolta as far as combinations. You know, but because I mean, come on now, Vinny Vega, like he's still a Halloween parody to this day. You know what I mean? Pulp Fiction top 10 all time. But yeah, Taking the Pelham 1, 2, 3 was awesome. It was excellent. Compared to his other films, it's mid-tier. But you know what? No, I would put Taking the Pelham 1, 2, 3 probably in the very good aisle. You know, before Elite, you know, Malcolm X, Training Day, Glory, that's the Elite.
Taking the Pelham, underrated? Fallen. I love that movie.
Fallen was underrated. Fallen was definitely underrated. Okay, so Will, you said Will Ferrell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where do you rank what was the joint where he was playing the trumpet? What was the joint, man?
Oh, Semi-Pro.
Semi-Pro, yeah. Where'd you rank that film?
I don't know. It's mid-tier because Anchorman still cracks me up. Old School, Anchorman and Old School are definitely at the top, and then it would probably go Elf, Wedding Crashers.
Anybody? Disrespect? Step Brothers? Step Brothers,
Elf.
Step Brothers belongs in there. That's top tier.
Talladega Nights. Semi-Pro is just hilarious because it's just so stupid. They're like, He's like, the thing that gets me is like, if we score, if blah blah blah, if we score 100 points, the fans get blah blah blah, and then the European dude scores, and he's like, "You dumb idiot, you European giant, you dumb."
Yeah.
That movie I can watch 10 times in a row.
Talladega is
Talladega
probably
Nights
my
is
favorite. That's probably my favorite Will Ferrell movie.
The other guys is great. Even though he
Me
wasn't
too.
in this scene, I'm gonna go real quick. I know we're a little over. Is when Mark Wahlberg shoots Derek Jeter, he's like, yeah, I shot Derek Jeter. Yeah, you owe me money for that. You shot me. You're such an idiot. I'm Derek Jeter.
It's one of the several times in my life I've been jealous of Mark Wahlberg. I wish I could shoot Derek Jeter. Oh wait, we
No,
can't
you
say
don't,
that kind of stuff.
Dom.
Oh wait, we can't say that. What? I can't hit Derek Jeter because he's from Kalamazoo. He's an overrated bum. Sorry. Not sorry.
Stop it. Okay, with that, y'all, we're out of time. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into this episode of The Gauntlet. Shout out to Yeti and Fanatics, our sponsor. Shout out to JT Shiesty, Tyler Ingram, JB Ellis, John Shear, Eric Wilson, Jake Malik, Jacob Christner, the Pundit, and Jim Matthews Lewis. Will, let everybody know where we can find you.
Monday nights during the season, you can find me on the NBA Carousel. Thursdays, you can find me on the Sip Off, except for I'm missing 2 weeks. I'm out of town. Saturdays, I am occasionally on here, and I will miss probably 2 weeks of this. And then on Sunday, I'm on Basket Bros. I'll be on tomorrow, but then I'm going to miss 2 weeks. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right. Dom, what about you?
Pretty much everything that Will just said, plus Wednesdays and Fridays at 8. Kneecap biting with Smoking Jeremy B. and Sideline. We're everywhere.
Yep. Basket Bros Sundays, Gauntlet Saturdays, Pundits Punted Thursdays, Cubfidential, the best Chicago Cubs coverage show Tuesdays. We got the latest start time on the network at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm producing it, hosted by JB Ellis. It's got a little bit of, Steve Schwander, Tucker Hayes, Jennifer Matthews Lewis, Jordan Long, Jacob Christner. Might want to check it out. Give us that 1 hour before you go to bed. And we are out of time. So for Dom DeRubis and our guest DJ Willie V, I am Denzel Snipes, and we will see you in 7. Peace!